All right, welcome to the February show. Believe it or not, we actually did do our due diligence, and we had a proper show at the beginning of the month. But yours truly had like every single device fall apart. Uh, and I mean, I don't want to blame it on Linux, but it was clearly Linux and me. And it was a wonderful episode. My partner here could attest. We talked about we started it off by wishing everybody a happy Black History Month. We went into it. I asked some questions that I had always wondered about, and we discussed Valentine's Day, which is still oncoming. What else did we talk about?
Black History Month, Valentine's Day, and I think a little bit about just like Latino history as well.
Oh yeah, you mentioned the
But
brown
not
berets.
terribly much.
You mentioned
Yeah.
the brown berets and educated me on that, and I was like, bro, it's a terrible name. That's just sounds like the brown shirts, the fascists, but whatever. You had to go for the alliteration, I guess. I mean, I wasn't in the room.
Alliteration is important.
I wasn't in the room when it was decided, but okay. Yeah, and we talked about why certain history was focused on versus others. Like, you know, we got MLK Jr. on us, but then no one talks about Malcolm X type thing. It was a very nuanced discussion, and that's probably not going to happen today. So there we go. I think we're caught up. We did have a honestly, it was literally I want to say it was like it was a proper 1 hour show or 50-minute show or something. We got into it.
Yeah, we'll do that again one day, guys. One day.
You had to be there, and but yeah, it was a faster clip as well. The what was happening was that I wasn't drunk off carbs like I am currently, and I wasn't slurring my words at the time. One of us has to be a zombie, like you said before the show started. So I'm the zombie again today. You caught us in the zombie mode. Bad Bunny. You like had briefly mentioned it. Here's what's you wished me a what? By the way, very offensive of you. Go ahead, say it again for the audience.
I had to be a lovely supportive person and talk about this lovely Latinx moment.
Bruh, just damn, I can only think of how to say it in Spanish, how to say it in English. Just curse out my mother, bro. Before you call me Latinx. Can't believe that shit, man. Holy shit. Okay.
I'm only using Latinx because it was done in America. And I feel like that is fighting words, and
it is
that
fighting words. Oh my gosh.
it's kind of like black people and the N-word. It's really an in-house discussion. I'm not a part of it.
That's so true.
Y'all gotta fight that out.
That's true. Yup, who we fighting? The oh man, I was about to say it. The demelanized women who are who decided it. Like who we fighting? We can't win against them. No one can win against them. They keep winning. They keep like becoming the heads of the movements or whatever movements
I guess.
are there.
Because some conversations are in community and some conversations is everybody, and I'm not touching that one.
Yeah, that's true. Although I think I'm trying to think. It's funny because I haven't met anyone in my life, even amongst my followers, that would defend Latinx. I mean, that's actually Latino, like you were saying, in the community. But then I take the it's like that one left position of like I take their silence as assent. It's like, how dare you not be more vocal against Latinx? Clearly you're down with it. But okay. So here's
To be fair, I only hear it in certain online communities. So I only use it use it in real life to annoy you.
Wait, like they're unironically using it?
Yeah, I've only heard it unironically used very few times.
Those communities are bad, and they should feel bad. And they probably do feel bad. You know what? I don't even gotta say anything. They probably already feel bad every single night. They're probably on meds, let's be real. No offense to people that are on meds, but they probably need them. The way they hate on themselves.
But on real talk, so the Super Bowl was like a thing that everyone was talking about because Bad Bunny like did pretty much everything in Spanish.
Okay, here's where I'm confused. I encountered articles related to Bad Bunny I have encountered for like weeks now, and even though I look through them, I don't know what the hubbub is about. Like, what? Why is? How is he representing anything? Like, why is it such a big deal that he does the whatever? And
the funny thing
who's rubbing it on whose face? Like, I don't. What's going on?
The funny thing is he's just like a pop star that happens to sing in Spanish. There's nothing like super like Latin about him in the sense of like he's a activist or outspoken in that way. Like one of his most famous songs is like, "Hey auntie, I can't get married because girls are too pretty." Like,
okay, so he's a proper Latino then. See, that's a Latino. That actually, okay. I see now why he's the representative of all Latinos, because he's living the Latino life.
But that's kind of his thing, is he just makes music. Like, there's nothing that really made him stand out, but they were like, oh, well, he's blowing up this year as one of the, like, big singers, so let's have him do the Super Bowl. And then racist America got upset and decided that Puerto Rico is not America.
Bro, it's the only place that's literally America, unless we're counting CIA-controlled nations. Like they got like the post office and stuff over there, don't they? But okay, yeah. Like the U.S. post office. But okay, so he's Puerto Rican and he sings in Spanish, and I guess so he's got American access then as a Puerto Rican. He's not even like an illegal human.
Nope. Okay. He's American, so it's mostly just racism.
Okay. I think from what I gathered from the articles, it was like Trump specifically was uncomfy with it. He was being a little uncomfy.
They were doing a big thing about how the Super Bowl is America and it should be in English and white, which is hilarious because I want to say last year was blackety black. We've also had Latin performers go on before.
That's true.
And I think they're just super mad that last year was blackety black and this year was Latin as fuck. So they're just like, man. Where is the white people?
They'll have like, who's the one with the ass? They'll have with the big eyes. Is it Sydney Sweeney? They'll have this
MAGA Barbie.
Yeah, they'll have somebody. They'll have somebody.
Oh, but no, they did have someone. They did a counter Super Bowl halftime show. Guess who headlined it?
Oh, right. Was it was Kid Rock or no? Am I tripping?
Yep, it was Kid Rock.
You know what's funny about Kid Rock? I've heard Kid Rock speak. I don't even think he's about that life. Like, he looks like he's about that. Like, I mean, like the super, like, obviously he's like MAGA or whatever. But I mean, like, I think if you let me see here. How am I saying this? If you remove the overall Trump movement, I don't know how right wing he really is. Like, don't get me wrong. He's like, when you look at him, you're just like, this motherfucker. But he's like, I don't think he's actually. I've heard him in interviews. He just kind of seems like I don't know, like a white dude. I don't know. I'm tripping. It's okay. So he was a headliner.
Sure. Yeah. So he was the headliner of this Talking Points USA, like, we're gonna do it American style.
We are Charlie Cook. That one? that
something
TP?
Like that.
That TP.
No. Talking Points USA. The guy that got shot. Oh wait, we're talking about America.
We are Charlie Cook. Yeah. Okay. The best one is the Chinese version, by the way.
Oh, of course.
Okay. But I see. Okay, well, how was that? I'm assuming.
Apparently it was really bad.
Oh, of course.
No, of course not. I was working, but my boss jokingly said that like one of my coworkers had to watch it as punishment,
Okay.
and they did check it, and apparently like it was real bad.
Oh no. They probably because they spent all their money on all the hype fest for. I'm sure you've seen. Okay, first, are you? This is for some reason. This is where I'm like very knowledgeable. You seen Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk. You've seen like her hype videos, right?
Oh, her I'm grieving tour that's
Yes,
like
yes.
super hype, like WWE hype.
Yeah, I would 100. I know nothing of it as far as the how good this their alternative halftime show was, but if it was bad at all or lacking any way, we know where the money went. I feel like we know where like all they spent all their funds already. So
Oh, they definitely spent it all on Erica Kirk's like, what would you call it? I'm a widow grieving tour.
yeah. There was a comment. I mean, obviously, there's been tons of comments on it, but like one of them that made it so clear was just like some lady being like, "When my husband died, like I was catatonic for like the first few weeks, and like I couldn't even speak, like not even to my own kids." And then like she's out there like she's out there like tap dancing and stuff, flying, getting hugs from like presidential figures. Oh yeah. Okay.
Getting good hugs.
Getting the hugs that getting the special hugs potentially. You know, the ones that a widow would get. Okay.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk to you about like that, about the Super Bowl kind of halftime show, just because it's supposed to be like a big Latin thing.
Well, like now I'm confused. Now I'm really confused. Well, first off, I had a friend of mine. She was saying, I briefly asked her. She wasn't Latina, but I asked her like, so then why are they mad? And then she just basically said because he's brown. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And then she said because he doesn't know English. No, because he doesn't sing in English, which is what you said. And then like my immediate response was like, he barely speaks in Spanish, bro. Like I would say like, and by the way, if you're a real Bad Bunny fan, you 100% agree with me. If you're not, because like, yeah, the realest Bad Bunny fan that I know, she's all smiles when I bring up this point. Bro is unintelligible, even in Spanish. So this would be like having like a mumble rapper, and then him being the representative of the Queen's tongue, of like, I guess he's the one that represents the whole English speaking world. Like, okay, so he doesn't sing in English. Is he even singing in Spanish? I bet there's like a bunch of like countries, Spanish speaking countries, that listen to him and they don't understand what the hell. I don't understand what he's saying without the lyrics. And that's usually, and I'm pretty good at understanding like death metal and stuff. So I'm all about like cryptic. So
what you're telling me is that because I'm a long way away from my Spanish, Bad Bunny is just a mumble rapper.
He is. Oh my! That's not obvious. I guess it wouldn't be, huh? Yeah, no. He's like a mumble. He's mumbling the entire time. Like surely the would have like gave it away. He says like
I haven't listened to that much Bad Bunny, I'll be honest. But I wanted to check because I know we have like mumble rappers and singing in cursive. So
I would say he is the mumble rapper of the Spanish speaking world. Like I mean, okay, to be fair, and I think this goes along with in general Caribbean islands, like there's certain like I want to say like a fluid way of speaking, like the words kind of I don't know what it is, like the words kind of blend into each other and stuff, but I can understand a Puerto Rican. That's the difference. I can actually understand. Like I like it'd be like a person speaking English can understand a Jamaican. I would say like unless they're going all out. Like, but with this guy, like, yeah, I need the lyrics, and that's what I'm saying is also that's very rare for me. Usually if it's English,
yeah, I mean,
or my own language.
It's definitely a stylistic choice.
Yeah, and by the way, the music still, like, the beat still makes me move. I'm like because I am Latino, the beat comes on and I have no choice. I have to dance to it. This is like, I think I have said before, I'm just genetically predisposed to enjoying the music. But yeah, I don't understand that, dude, like most of the time. So if we're talking about like he ain't speaking English, it's like he ain't speaking Spanish, bro. He might not even be speaking. It might be one of those things where you just make noise and they just add the lyrics afterwards, to be honest. But
anything's possible.
But I do love his song I don't love the song itself, but I love that he made a song called Yonaguni. And it's just about like it's just about those like Atlantis islands in Japan that have like underwater structures. It's like what the, like why did that pique your interest, bro? I'm sure he's like a really interesting guy, let's be real. But okay.
No, it's one of those things where like it should have been not controversial at all, but because racism is now controversial. And so that was kind of what I wanted your take on, was just like, what is Bad Bunny really? Just a pop star. It's fine.
I mean,
he did a good job.
I mean, my take is that this is a distraction. Let's be real. Like, my take is that the entire football, Jesus, that the entire Super Bowl is designed to be a yearly distraction of some kind. Perhaps a gambling, just a way to farm money. But I mean, if there isn't some controversy, then only football fans will be into it, I guess. So like, if you add a little controversy, you get people riled up, you get the people going, then now you have more eyes on it, which they desperately need, I'm gonna assume. I mean, my bros are into sports ball, but I don't think most people are.
The amount of money that they put into the Super Bowl, especially like the Super Bowl itself and Super Bowl ads, they need the controversy.
Right, the ads. Yeah, I have lived most of my life at this point avoiding, ducking and dodging ads. I don't get why people go for ads. I spoke to someone out here on these snowy Japanese streets, and they were telling me, like, I couldn't believe it. They were just like, "Oh, well, actually, I like when I get served ads online because it tells me what they think of me." And I'm like, man, who cares? Okay, I guess it's nice. The machine is thinking about you, but on the other hand, it's like, in my mind,
the
like,
machine is thinking about you.
But in my mind, it's like, it's not
so
only
much
thinking
as
about
they're
you, it's
hoping
like
that lots of eyes are on it and that they'll sell you something. So this year, because I wanted to look it up, a 30-second Super Bowl commercial cost $8 million, and some companies paid over $10 million.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know if that's a lot of money. Like a 30-second. Let me see here. I mean, it would be a lot of money if we were just thinking about a commercial, but if like literally there are people that are locked on, like it's not just a commercial. It's like people that are like holding their partners by the shoulder and like bringing them in close, and they're like eating. I don't know what Americans eat these days.
No, there are some people. Like, so much goes into Super Bowl commercials, and I don't mean like the money. I mean like people talking about them. Yeah. People deliberately just who don't watch the Super Bowl just showing up for the ads. Like, it's a whole thing.
I knew it was cooked when GoDaddy, the domain website service provider, whatever, was what would you call it? Domain hosting website made an ad. Because I was like,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
I was like, who is watching? But then I realized, of course, it's not really for the engineers. It's for it's just a you know what it is? You know what it is? All right, guys, I'm gonna put you on to something. This is just the cost of a ritual. Like, you wanna embed your chaos magic. What's the word? I'm being blocked on the word, so I can't. I'm being blocked by my familiar what the word is, so you guys won't have this power. Oh man, what's that word? Anyways, the thing, the thing that you charge with energy. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. Like, that's the commercial. and it's being charged not by blood but by like $8 to $10 million, like you just said. And the reason it's worth the price, the mana points for it, is because people's eyes are locked onto it, like you were saying. So, and then it just goes deep into the national conscious, and then hopefully they'll be able to take money out of your wallet, I guess. But here's my question: do people like? Does it actually influence? I mean, it must because they're paying for it. But does it influence people? Let me see here. What's a good example? Like I think I read that Uber Eats maybe had a commercial. I guess you didn't watch any of it, right?
No, didn't watch any of it, but I want to say, well, that there were quite a couple of supposedly good ads this year.
See, but for me, like, what's a good ad? Like, is it cinematic? Is it memorable? Is it because ads these days are so hyper targeted, which is what the Japanese guy was saying. He was saying like, when he feels seen, essentially. I think it was what he was trying to say. Like he feels seen when the ad reaches him. But this isn't that. This is like a shotgun blast. It's like everybody has to fit in, right?
No, this is different. So Super Bowl ads want to be memorable.
Mm-hmm.
Or shocking.
I see. Man, they're trying so hard for our attention, guys. Attention is everything, for real.
Well, attention is all that's left.
What do you mean? What was there before? What got taken away, you think?
Because I think, like, capturing your dollars, of course, is always, like, a thing. But you're gonna spend your money either way. And so I think that, like, the last frontier of things to behold people, at least for now, is their attention. And that's why you have, like, the attention economy. What can we do to keep you watching? What can we do to keep you on this app?
You know, it just made me think, like, you know when all the stimmies came in during the a lot of people just spent their money like on Amazon, right? Like I wonder if does a company like Amazon have to advertise, or are they just like, bro, you're gonna spend all the money on us anyway? So I'm gonna check.
They don't, but they do.
Okay, let me see. God, dude, Linux is kicking my ass, of course. Did Amazon have ads in Super Bowl 2026? Amazon did run ads. In particular, Amazon promoted its Alexa Plus product with high-profile commercial featuring Chris Hemsworth, which aired during the game. If you'd like, I can pull it. Okay. Chris Hemsworth.
And that is
Alexa Amazon ads. So it's basically like, hey, I was once an attractive male. You might remember me from such roles where I had my shirt off and stuff. And please install this spyware in your home. Women. It has to be targeting women, right? I don't know. I'll run it.
A little bit
somewhere.
Women and men who want to be Chris Hemsworth. I'm sure there is.
You know what? It's probably Bad Bunny haters. Let me see. Because I don't think most people are gonna be able to look like Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth Super Bowl ad. I'll have it running in the. Okay, I'm literally seeing him holding a snake, a blonde woman. Sorry if it's a celebrity. I don't know who this person is. A blonde woman. And he comes in and he's holding a snake. Very symbolic, by the way. This would be like if a lady came in, like, and she had like two watermelons. She just had a watermelon on either side, and she just happened to be well endowed in the front. So he comes in and he's holding some kind of serpent, and he's helping around the house. And then Alexa is like talking to him, and he's looking at Alexa like in a very like steamy way. And okay. So yeah, it's a commercial about Chris Hemsworth being a house husband, essentially, and they live in and this is an amazing house, by the way. All right, so it confirms it for me anyway. Hey, stereotypes, they work sometimes.
I want to know, anything rage-inducing happen to you this recent?
The Epstein file.
Or is it just me?
No, let me think. Rage inducing. Rage inducing is crazy. No, what happened?
So this is a small rage-inducing. But as you know, I have my dinky little YouTube channel that I use for studying Japanese. And
like and subscribe, everybody.
Wanted to make a slideshow.
Ah, yes. Okay.
And every single slideshow app, program, web browser, whatever, is all subscription.
Come to Linux, baby.
And
I'll help you out. You're the only person I'll help out.
And so my thing is not just that. It's like things that are one-time uses should not be subscriptions.
Okay.
Like, no one is making a slideshow enough or making enough slideshows.
I wish that were true, but I'm like sus on it. I mean, you're right. Like, no one at home, I guess. Maybe.
Okay, let me rephrase that. So, like, of course, there are people who professionally make slideshows or need to make, like, for work or something. But I mean enough that, like, there's no such thing as a pay-as-you-go, pay to remove the watermark anymore. All that's gone. It's all just get a subscription. And I'm not paying for a month to make one slideshow. I wouldn't pay for a month to make 3 slideshows. Like, it's ridiculous.
You mad? This was for your job?
I know, this is just for my little YouTube. Yeah. Like, if it was for my job, I would probably put in more effort. But I know that sounds bad, but my YouTube is literally like a hobby YouTube right now.
Wait, but so you came to the Linux side, right? We have solutions for you. I don't know if you know.
I should have known this was going to turn into an ad for Linux. But my rage-inducing thing was just, once again, kind of old woman yells at cloud, is this idea that everything is a subscription now.
Yeah, this came up for me. That also came up for me specifically when it came to game emulation. I was talking to another Japanese person out here, and the Japanese are like very anti-piracy, and it's kind of like at least if they are pro-piracy in any way, they keep it very, very hush-hush. Like, unlike, if you're like an average Latin American country, we can just buy pirated games like at a market. But they're very anti-piracy, and if you go to the movies, they have like these like scary American like camera-faced humanoids that like chase you and arrest you. That's what the commercial is about. That's a good commercial because it's creepy. I'm sure, like, imagine being a little kid and you're going to watch like a Doraemon movie, and then you just see like these hideous android, like faceless, like weird I'll post pictures of them. But so they're very anti-piracy, and I was saying, like, okay, yeah, you're anti-piracy, I get it. The main argument against piracy is that you steal from the game company, and then they'll stop making games because they lost profit. And then I was like, but like now it seems like everything, they don't make anything for profit anymore. They got to get you with the subscriptions, with like DLCs, with season passes, with like registering for random stuff. I think it's
microtransactions.
Yeah, the microtransactions. Yeah, true. Like gachas and stuff. And I was like, I'm not saying therefore you should pirate, but I'm saying, like, if you were to pirate like a 3DS or like a 2DS game, who's losing exactly at this point? Like, you can't buy a 2DS or a 3DS game at an online store because Nintendo doesn't have one of them like dual screen consoles, to my knowledge. Maybe they do, but I don't think so. So, and they've shut down the stores for years. Like, what are we doing here? Like, the only people that are losing money would be the vast amount of used shops out here, which I'm grateful for some.
to be fair, I think that's a big discussion, especially about lost media. And basically, not lost media in itself, but artificially lost media. There's no reason that certain things are lost.
I mean, my general...
Because I remember...
Oh, go ahead.
If you know... I think it's Gravity Falls. I know the creator's name is Alex Hirsch. He was like, pirate my stuff because they're taking it off and they're locking it away. And now, like, I put all this work into it and it's lost media because HBO or whatever the fuck was just like, nope, you can't have this anymore.
Yeah, it just gets, like, wrapped up in licenses. And then they're not gonna... It's like Silent Hill. Like, I know, like, some new Silent Hill games have come out. But Konami owns it. And because it's theirs, like, no one can really touch it. I mean, to be fair, that was probably a good thing, because what spawned was, speaking of Chaos Magic, what spawned was, like, a bunch of games that are very similar, that had, like, it was made by, what spawned were various games that were made by fans of Silent Hill, and those games were, like, their own thing, and that was good. But, yeah, it's just, it doesn't make that much sense. And, like, my stance has always been, like, if I bought it and I own it, like, then I should be able to do whatever I want with it. So, like, if I buy a PS3 game, I should be able to make a copy of that PS3 game and have a backup for it. And if I bought a PS3, I should be able to access the core of that PS3, so that I could do stuff, you know.
Right to maintenance and modify.
Yeah, install Linux on it, change batteries out on phones and stuff like this. This seems like very obvious, but like the way they got us going is like you will own nothing kind of thing, where it's like you gotta rent, you gotta be a bunch of renters. Because
I mean, to be fair, like I think we rent more things than we think we do.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
Basically, like phones are a renting prospect, even though like you might end up keeping the phone in the end. They want you to like upgrade the phone, so now they're like, all right, we'll take the phone back after a year, get a new one. Like that's renting.
Yeah, if those European socialists, because they've been on top of things, right? They've been on like making USB-C a standard, a worldwide standard, for example.
Yeah, they're also working on right to repair.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
They got to get on, like, there should be a rule when, like, after the company stops being able to afford, I guess, supporting, like, upgrades, like Android or new iOS, whatever, they should just be able to open up the bootloader so that the hackers could, you know, modify the latest AOSP, the latest blank Android slate, or the latest generic Android ROM, I guess I would say. Like, y'all Europeans get on that, because America's not going to get on that, pretty sure. So.
I mean, Europeans might come around to it on a very whacked up way with cyborg laws.
Oh my gosh, what are the cyborg laws? Here we go.
So, cyborg laws are a thing that's coming. Oh. So, for the purposes of, like, medical science, there are already cyborgs, technically. People who get, prosthetic eyes, or I think there was a kind of stent you could get installed that was for pain management. Uh-huh. And what happens is these are not run by the big, like, pharma companies. They're smaller companies. And they got a business, and your tech is just dead. Like, there are people with these eyes that, like, they can see now, but once that eye fails, it's over.
Yeah.
And so they're discussing when these companies go, if they should be forced to turn over their technology to the government to make it fair use and free, so that people can get... Because, like, I'm going to go on a tangent here, but do you know about, like, polio and iron lungs?
Yeah.
So, the last person who has an iron lung, the reason they've been able to have their iron lung for so long is as more people, like, unfortunately passed away, they would be in contact with each other and be like, hey, do you need these parts? And they would be repairing these things up until the end.
That's crazy. Uh-huh.
And, like, that's something we don't get to do anymore. Like, we used to do that with computers, is like, you would extend the life because you'd add more RAM, you'd repair what was wrong, fix what was missing.
Yeah.
That's what they do with the iron lungs to this day, the ones that are left. And it's like, nope, they don't want you to do that anymore. They want you to just rent everything.
I did not expect this to be my episode today. But yes. Exactly. Yeah, I'd be taking apart phones all the time, and like I'm grateful for China for some reason having like a bunch of what did you call it? Like adapted hardware. Like for example, like if you break your phone's screen, like the touch capacitive ones, China has like, if you really need to get back in, China will sell like cheap LCD versions. Like the screens are like complete trash, but they will plug into the motherboard, they will be compatible, and you will be able to have a working phone again. It's usually kind of hard to get the premium, the original, the OEM, the original manufacturing, the original manufacturer's quality of display. But again, maybe that could be regulated too. Like it could be like you should have a, if you're no longer going, even if you're no longer able to produce parts, maybe that information should go somewhere. Should have to be sold to a company that is able to produce them or something like that. Or government, like you were saying. Yeah, health. The cyborg thing is crazy. I think the one that always comes to my mind for some reason is the people who lose limbs and they get like prosthetic limbs. Like there's, with 3D printing, there's like so many materials, and you could order like special 3D printed stuff that's like on the, not, I guess it's not 3D printing, but like casting. You could order stuff now with a little bit of money. I think that community in particular does have a lot of open designs, but I mean it's just the way. It's the Linux way, in fact. It's just it's like the open source community way.
I think so, because in the future, like, there's probably going to be a lot more of this kind of going back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, if you, like, for example, I was thinking the other day, there were so many like phones, like a mobile phones, like a Sony Ericsson's. They had like really cool clicky button designs. This was like this is when all the companies were experimenting with devices before we all decided that black scrying boards of obsidian somehow were the best designs for phones. But like before, you could like type without even looking at your phone. You could just like click it and clack to send messages and stuff. You didn't have to look. I'd be sending messages with the phone in my pocket, in my hoodie during class. It was amazing, and that phone was really small too, even for literally child hands. Crazy. But yeah, those phones are dead. You know, like the hardware exists, but like they don't connect to the bands anymore. But if the schematics were open, then it wouldn't be that hard, because obviously there's plenty of hardware that does connect to the bands on the modern phones. So, but we can't adapt them because stuff's not open. So,
and stuff's not open, but also I think there's a deliberate, like, oh, I think there's a deliberate. I know there's a deliberate. It's called planned obsolescence.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's.
But it's kind of interesting because we talk about it now in like computers and things like that, and we don't call them cyborg laws yet. But I mean, if you have a bionic eye or a prosthetic, so you're gonna see a lot of reckoning with like right to repair.
Definitely. That's also one that I don't get as far as people want like implants. I mean, I think most people don't want implants, but like people have kind of just accepted that some amount of the population is going to have like whatever what's his name, whatever Elon was working on with the
the Musk brain implants.
Yeah, Neuralink. Yeah, Neuralink.
Yeah, I think you don't hear anything about that anymore.
Yeah, well, it got relegated to. Apparently, there's been a few people. Yeah.
I don't know if there's been more than one person, but I know there was definitely one.
Yeah, one guy did the PR tour, but I think there is more than one. At least I'm sure there's at least two. Cause I thought I had seen another one, but uh, anyways, yeah, I mean, we're already like so dependent on corporations and governments and stuff for the everyday stuff. I don't know if it's good or bad. It just seems to be humans. But at that level, where you have like something straight up inside you. But then again, people are also on meds for the rest of their lives a lot of the time. So,
well, I think, to be fair, I think that things like bionic eyes or prosthetic limbs, things like that we function with, are not as bad as the brain implants, in which I had to go looking for that because I was like, I want to check. Neuralink claims that they have 21 successful brain chip implants.
Sure.
They claim. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know how much I trust this.
It's not unbelievable, I guess, because I remember, because technology and the like is my interest. I remember they just kept like putting it into pigs for like years and years and years. So I mean,
then they put it into the monkeys, and the monkeys all died.
I mean, monkeys gonna die. I don't know. But yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, like, for most positive information, like, that's actually trustable to be true, it's probably one or two people. But the thing about a brain interface, and this is the thing that I think kind of gets me, especially with I'm a steal a YouTuber's thing, Musky Husky controlling it, is ads.
Yes, that's where I was going. Precisely. Yeah.
I do not want ads directly pumped into my brain.
I'm telling you, it's been my mission since I've been like 12 years old to try to shut off as many ads as possible. There was an excellent.
Could you imagine, like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but could you imagine, like, if you've ever been on one of those apps on your phone that's like, you can't do anything until you watch like 5 seconds of this ad? Could you imagine that with like your thoughts?
Yeah, you gotta like.
You can't continue this thought until you watch 5 seconds of this ad.
They'll sell it like mind meditation, and it'll be like, "Hey, you need a minute to collect yourself according to your physiognomic data. Why don't you relax and take a deep breath? Brought to you by Pfizer." I'm like, what? Huh? You're like breathing in, and then all of a sudden it's like it's like a guided meditation, and they're just like, it's like, and breathe in front of you, in the beautiful fields in front of you, in the distance, you see the golden arches. It's like a McDonald's ad, as you're like trying to lock in, trying to de-lock. Yeah, no way.
Try to digital detox, as the kids call it.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, it's true. How could you ever digital detox with the digital thing implanted in you?
Although you saying that reminded me of something kind of funny. So I have an Apple Watch, and I let it do its thing. And it scolded me for having low cardio today.
As it should, I guess. I don't know. Like, is it scolding mode? Like, what is it? It's the default mode?
It was just... No. I've never been scolded by it before. It was like, your cardio is low, bitch. What's wrong with you?
I'd be like, hey, robot. Don't tell me what
to do. You have low levels of physical activity or a medical condition.
It was like impressed. It was like, damn, how are you alive? Dude, I should probably...
Because usually it just tells me little things, but it was just so funny because it's just like, that's the first time it's done that.
See, but even that's kind of creepy to me too, because let's say like you buy it and it has all these features, and I know Apple sometimes is good about keeping like the health data locally, supposedly. So you have the option supposedly to not sync with the cloud, so you just have it on you and stuff. But eventually that device does get updated. Like, the auto updates are real. So
this was an auto update because like it scolds me on my sleep now.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, that was a thing that happened today.
Yeah.
Was it like, you have a very low sleep score?
Yeah, so like you just have like, what if you just you essentially have a different device now? Like, you bought one device, and like now it's like a different device, and you may or may not like it scolding you. But if you were like I wouldn't. I don't know.
Well, someone made this joke on social media that like because I don't know who the originator of the joke is, because you know how social media is.
Yes.
Where like the Apple Watch or fitness watches, it's a Tamagotchi, but the animal you're trying to keep alive is you.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty good.
And every time my Apple Watch updates to basically collect more information, I feel more and more like that's real, because the point of all of these is not necessarily to yet collect your health data to like send places, because there are other apps that do that. But the point is to like get you used to having it, because to be fair, like the Apple Watch, if I remember correctly, was originally their hope was old people would use it, so that you could do things like, oh, did they fall,
I see.
did you take your medicine, stuff like that. And so I think that is, for good or bad, kind of the future, is like your Alexa or your Siri or your whatever, like monitoring your health, if you opt in at all. Like even the slightest bit of like, oh, I just bought this watch to like count my steps. And then suddenly it's lecturing you on your high blood pressure.
I can't unperceive that this just seems like we're just being treated like chattel. I think that's the word. Like it's like, you know, is it, if you had to manage a very large labor force, do you say, hey, you guys are nothing but a labor force, and you guys we expect to get money out of you until you reach a certain age, some labor out of you until you reach a certain age, and then we just give up on you, and don't worry, because the newer generation is not going to care about you. Would they say that, or would they be like, hey, you're in control, baby, you got this, you're number one, hey, don't you want to be on top of your own health, hey, don't you want to take control of your life? And then meanwhile, you got something on your wrist scolding you. The hell?
Well, I think in the end, it depends on what happens in the long-term goal of if they're going to take this data and ask you to opt in to give it to, like, say, well, I think in the future, probably not to give it to big pharma, but to like connect to your doctors and things like that. Like, I think that's the goal.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal. Like,
because I think one of the things we've talked about, and it might have been in our last episode, is that like pharmaceutical companies, they don't want you to die necessarily, and they don't want you to be sick all the time either. They want that sweet spot of like, we've cured this thing that's really bad, but we have you dependent on this drug for this chronic issue. And what issues are chronic? That's where we want to invest.
I see. Yeah, you're saying like they don't want like a plague running through and taking everyone out perpetually. Maybe every once in a while you need a good cleanse, but the point is they would rather have that all settled, but then keep you subscribed in perpetuity to their
like there's
products.
no point in like keeping everyone like with COVID taking cold medicine all the time. One, because cold medicine's not profitable like that. But like cancer is something that most cancers take a while to kill you, so there's lots to be done there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then if you go into remission and it comes back, like, I know, like, I don't wish that on anyone, but there's that kind of like money to be made there, because that's why a lot of companies have pivoted to like cancer research. Some of it's we want to help the patient, but the most of it's money.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And so I think the watches, tracking your health is a little bit, like you said, kind of the chattel thing of like keeping the good workers alive well enough to work. But I think they're going to spin it as something empowering, like take care of your health, because we're America based in our knowledge of like using smart watches and things like that, even though we're in Japan, and Americans are kind of obsessed with their health. Whether they're actually healthy or not is different.
It's a good point. Yeah, they're very, what's the word? Americans are very, like, I guess tribalistic when it comes to, like, whatever health stuff they believe. Like you gotta have this
Yeah,
much protein. You gotta like, oh, carbs are good, carbs are bad. Like, but it's just like okay, but like 80% of you look like you're dying. Like even when you're healthy, like your eyes are fucked up, face is swollen, like, or maybe like you're unable to do certain, like you look really thin and you're like pretty, but then like you can't like you can't bend over and do like a front roll on the ground without dying. Like there's like a lot of like everyone. Yeah, you're right. Like everyone's obsessed with it, but like everyone's measure of health is like totally different.
and I think that it'll be a good thing to have this kind of personalized, like actually do what is healthy for you. But I think that in the interim, there's going to be a lot of misinformation, which is kind of the one thing that's going to be like a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather there be misinformation as long as there's information flow, and then then it's like the natural system of survivor of the fittest type thing. Because otherwise, okay, so now we're gonna trust Apple essentially, right? Apple hires a bunch of health researchers. Like, what are the odds that those health researchers aren't also playing on separate teams where like you were saying, like the ultimate goal is to have that information be siphoned to healthcare companies, or maybe Apple itself can become a healthcare company since the Americans just seem to be so sick all the time, and they'll try to get rid of I almost said habeas corpus. They've already done that. What's the one where you're not allowed to share health information?
HIPAA.
HIPAA, yeah. You're gonna violate HIPAA, so we gotta like bring down the HIPAA laws or make agreements in such a way where people will willingly give up their HIPAA protections.
Well, in that way, the future is actually your company has a say in your health. Because one of the things that happened in America is they said stop using, sorry guys, and I mean this literally, sorry guys, women to stop using apps that track their cycle. Because one of them was reporting to like their bosses basically, and so their boss knew when they were like trying to get pregnant or
Damn.
when they were on their period. I'm like, y'all don't need to know that.
You just reminded me. There are
Like,
communities that track that. Like they have tracked that for years. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what they're doing with that data. I might be missing something.
but on the other hand, like, this is not just to pick on America. I mean, Japan is obsessed with this kind of stuff too. I think I told you about, sorry guys, this is off of an earlier conversation, but I will explain it a little bit. Japan has a very big toilet culture. Like,
Yes.
I don't know how else to say it. And one of the things that they've been experimenting with, and you might have seen in the news, is the smart toilets. And what that is it can check your stool to see if you're sick. And I remember when I first heard about it from a company, and I remember looking at them and going, I don't want my boss to know I have cancer before I do. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember making a joke when you had brought that up of like, you just like walk into the room and like everyone knows you have cancer, but you don't. They're just like looking at you.
but I do believe smart toilets are now, like, they've been realized.
I think even in the
in Japan.
In the Death Stranding game, I think in the post-apocalyptic future, that's like standard. People just like the main character, you get to like pee and poo, and like that data is being used. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that way of thinking
like,
is already in the zeitgeist of the Japanese.
Yeah, so Japan's Toto launches smart toilet that scans and analyzes your stool. Although they say it's for home use, I know a company that wants to install them in their offices.
Yeah, Japan goes crazy with the lack of HIPAA stuff. Like you just roll
yeah, that's
up,
true.
you just it's a weird thing because like I've never had to be okay, like if you're in the States, you're paying for health insurance. Your health insurance kind of like blocks you into limited clinics, I think. Like you could obviously go to other places, but you're gonna get charged more. So for all intents and purposes, you just go to the same hospital, the same few buildings. I'm pretty sure. I think that's how most of the generic healthcare would work. Maybe I'm wrong, but like yeah, you'll have what do they call it? Like a region of support or something like that. It's almost like you have like a cheap, like a crappy cell phone. I've never had to feel like I'm at odds with my healthcare provider until I came to Japan. Because like in the US, like it's almost like you don't have a choice. Like you pay for health insurance and you have like a limited area of care. Like it's like some crappy cell phone service. or it's like your stuff only works here. I think the healthcare plans might work in other places too, but your coverage, they even call it coverage. Your coverage is like reduced if you don't go to like specific places. I'm pretty sure that's how most healthcare health insurance works. But out here, it's like on one hand, you are able to go wherever you want, like nationwide, and your health insurance will apply to wherever you go. So that's pretty cool. But on the other hand, now you just have like a bunch of like information hungry clinics that they just want to know all about you. And so like now your information is being spread everywhere. And I'm assuming they might have some kind of HIPAA in place. Like they're not in active communication with each other. But yeah, if you, maybe you know more about that. But
I think that's gonna change with the My Number stuff.
What? So your health information is gonna be saved onto the My Number?
I think you're going to not necessarily saved onto the My Number, but in your kind of like digital footprint for My Number, because they have the scanning machines for like at those places. I haven't done it.
Dude, I don't even and don't plan to get a My Number card, aside from like the paper one.
So you already have you have a number. That's beside the point. But for us, it's going to be different because I think if it goes through, they're going to tie My Number to our residence cards for non-Japanese. That's one of the ideas they're floating. I don't know if they're actually going to do it. Because when you get your, like, not the paper card, but the ID card, you do have to renew it every time you get a new visa.
True.
So they might come... Because I think the thing is that they haven't looked at how this has worked out for other countries, so they're just putting everything together. Yeah. And they don't realize that, like, there's kind of a reason to keep some of that separate.
Again, welcome to the Linux episode, guys. Decentralization is the way. Stop centralizing everything. Yeah, for sure. There's if anyone wants to get freaked out, go ahead and search on your LLMs that you trust of like on ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity or whatever. Go ahead and ask it how many countries have been shifting to new standards of digital IDs starting from 2020. You'll see like almost every country you can name mysteriously on that list for some reason. Mysteriously. Lock and step. Okay. But yeah. The weird part is definitely having your employer knowing your stuff. Like that's like a standard. Okay, but I guess we'll end the episode on that since we're approaching our regular time. All right, we're just gonna leave it at that. We're approaching our regular time, so thank you guys for listening, and maybe we'll be able to talk about Valentine's Day and stuff. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll try to do a lighthearted episode one day.
Good idea. Yeah, not one we're just laying out all our grievances for the week, but okay. Have a good week, everybody.